Welcome to Two Poor Artists, where we're poor at being the very best like no one ever was. But mostly, we're poor at making art. I'm Isaac.
And I'm Benj. As you can probably tell, today we're going to be drawing Pokemon. Now, we actually both know a lot about Pokemon.
It's true.
So what we're not just going to try to draw Pokemon directly. Isaac here is going to tell me a Pokedex entry of a Pokemon that describes it in some way. And I'm going to try to draw it, and then I will say a Pokedex entry for Isaac to try to draw.
Yep, so somewhere in the Pokedex of all the hundreds and hundreds of Pokemon out there that exist, I found one that I think Benj might not have memorized, which is actually quite a feat, trying to find one that he didn't recognize. So I think I found it, and I think he's going to draw nothing like what it actually looks like. So here it is. This is what the official Pokedex entry for Pokemon says. It says, its body is covered in sweet nectar, and the skin on its back is especially yummy. Children used to have it as a snack.
Yeah, this is one of those examples of Pokedex entries that are just like disturbing when you actually think about it.
Definitely disturbing. The fact that people like eat Pokemon apparently like more consistently than the show and games makes it out to be, pretty disturbing.
Yeah. So like it says nectar, which makes me think of like plant, but there's also like there's that honeycomb Pokemon that like is honey.
Now, see,
and like that's just nectar.
The goal of this isn't to figure out exactly which Pokemon I'm trying to describe. It's to draw a Pokemon that fits this description.
Yeah.
That has its body covered in nectar, its back is especially yummy, and children at some point ate it as a snack. Back, I guess, in the dark days of Pokemon when this was more common.
Well, although in Pokemon like Red, they ate Slowpoke tails.
Yeah, that's true. That's like the only other time I feel like.
And then in Sun and Moon, you could actually purchase Slowpoke tail as like an editable.
I'm pretty sure if I remember too, like back in the first couple seasons of the anime, they had like them eating, and there was like Magikarp or something like on the table, like to be eaten. So it definitely happened. It's just kind of like the taboo of the Pokemon world. Like nobody talks about it, but clearly it happens.
Yeah.
Like clearly there's just children wandering around snacking on this Pokemon.
So what I'm thinking is foods that kids enjoy eating that is just like pre-made. To me makes me think fruit.
Oh, like I was thinking like prepackaged, like a Lunchable, but you're thinking
no, I'm thinking like natural. Because like
you give it a couple generations, there will be a Lunchable
like
Pokemon.
Kids aren't just going out and like eating carrots.
There will be like this is Japan we're talking about. There'll be like a ramen Pokemon here next generation. And
well, there's already like the ice cream Pokemon.
Yeah, there'll be like a sushi Pokemon. Eventually, all the foods that children love will just eventually be a Pokemon. Yeah. Every Pokédex entry will just have something about how children used to eat them until someone stepped in, apparently, and stopped them.
Right. See,
but like,
I'm trying to think, though, with this Pokemon in mind. There's no fruit that has good-tasting skin. Like, most fruit, you take the skin off.
You have to draw it.
And then the fruit that you do eat the skin of, it's not like the skin is good. But either way, I'm gonna go
draw a Pokemon that's back.
I do know that there's an apple Pokemon. I don't remember what it looks like, but we're gonna go with an apple Pokemon.
All that matters is that it has a yummy back and it's covered in nectar.
See, I don't want to draw an apple Pokemon because I can't draw apples. We've seen that.
No, that's the thing. It's a Pokemon. It doesn't have to look exactly like an apple.
I know, but it's the base is going to be an apple.
Yeah, see, like...
So there's an apple.
Sure.
We're saying that's an apple.
Are there even apples in the Pokemon world? They just have
there's like the berries. But
like fluff fruits and
but there is an apple Pokemon.
And...
Although I think the apple Pokemon was a Sun and Moon Pokemon, not Gen 8, which I think you gave me a Gen 8 Pokemon. Although, well, you said it was from Shield, right?
I just figured you probably wouldn't know the later Pokemon as well as the earlier Pokemon, so it's somewhere in the later generations. I'm gonna give it like the apple opened up
and it has like wings made of the apple thing. And then
So, like, you know for a fact that there's no winged apple Pokemon, but
do I know that I'm pretty sure there's a winged apple Pokemon.
is there? See,
it's like a dragon plant type, I think.
well, you know,
It doesn't look like this. I can tell you that.
that's the thing. That's the hard thing with us knowing so many Pokemon is like, it's hard to like not just try to draw what we think the Pokemon is supposed to look like. You just got to go with what you're thinking
So
this thing should look like. And you know what? Eventually those Pokemon artists are going to get wind of our YouTube channel and they're going to give us a call, shoot us an email. Oh, I like that. It's like the worm coming out of the apple.
Exactly. You have to make it, I'm trying to not make it like too scary looking because children ate this thing.
Just to be fair, if I was a child and that thing came flying at me, I'd probably run instead of eat it.
Well, but this is the Pokemon world.
The children of the ancient Pokemon world were clearly monsters that just
Pokemon
snacked
world
on whatever crawled up to them.
Pokemon world children have to be tough. I mean, there's like that ghost balloon that just kidnaps you if you're just happen to be a child.
Yeah, the Pokemon world is not a good place for children.
That's why they leave when they're 10 because they're war-hardened veterans by that time.
It's true.
This is like the core of the apple. It's like like seeds.
Like I was saying a second ago, even if this isn't a Pokemon, those Pokemon artists are going to run out of ideas and they're going to shoot us an email and be like, hey, we know we already have a flying apple Pokemon, but we realize we don't have a flying apple Pokemon that has a worm.
Yeah.
Can we use your idea?
And we'll say, why are you even asking us?
We'll have reached the pinnacle of artistic like godhood if Pokemon asks us to create something for them.
I'm gonna like continue the worm. See, my problem with this right now is we don't use colors. So like, how do I get across the idea that this is an apple?
You just like label it red, green.
This is red. This is like yellowish.
I'm surprised there's not like a black and white Pokemon out there. It just has like labels all over, like a coloring book Pokemon, you know?
Be like the prequel or evolution of like
Smeargle.
Smeargle, yes, that's the one I was thinking of.
That'd be great.
Yeah, I mean, this is basically what I'm going for. I think the only thing, yeah, I mean, this is basically like a worm apple Pokemon.
Yeah, I think the Pokemon that you were thinking of from Pokemon, because you're done, right?
Yeah,
you haven't like signed it or anything yet.
I think
you gotta give it a name.
Yes, I do have to give it a name because I was like, there's got to be a title. But
give it a name, make it an official piece of art with your signature, and then I'll tell you what
okay,
you were
so
actually
this is like a worm in an apple. Now, I knew there was no worm in an apple Pokemon, but there is like an apple pie Pokemon or an apple Pokemon or something like that. This is going to be...
See, this is the problem. Benj has an extensive knowledge of all the Pokemon in the Pokédex. I feel like I know the first like 5 or 6 generations pretty well.
This is Wormple.
And then eventually it kind of like trails off. But
I'm naming it Wormple.
Wormple.
Because it's like apple and worm mixed together.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Age
it's about as creative as most of the Pokemon names.
Yep. Just imagine that this, looks like an apple, and this looks like a worm.
I've got to be honest.
It's like a, like a bug, grass type. That's not a G.
A bug type.
A bug, grass type.
Yeah, no, see, I'm impressed because the Pokemon you're thinking of, the flying apple Pokemon, is called Flapple.
Ah, Flapple.
It just looks like... We'll probably just have to put a picture
up on the screen.
Yeah, Flapple is like a flying apple Pokemon. It's like more like a lizard that's coming out of an apple, But that wasn't the Pokemon I was actually going for. I was going for what Flapple evolves into, which is called Appleton.
Ah.
Appleton is literally just like a dragon that has an apple pie built into its back.
Yeah.
We'll obviously put a picture for you to see.
So like, I knew. At least I guessed correctly that it was the
fact that you were in like
apple
the apple Pokemon. I'm pretty impressed. I'm still even like you were probably more accurate with like the fact that I think children would be more willing to like eat what you drew, just like an apple that's flying around, than like this giant dragon that's also an apple pie.
Yeah, like how are children like wrestling that thing down and eating
I
it?
imagine they did it like in large groups.
Plus, like I assumed that it was the pre-evolution form because, like, if it's an evolution Pokemon, that means like it's leveled up, and like how are children taking it down?
You know, I'm really not entirely sure. It's like you said, the children of the ancient Pokemon world must have just been formidable creatures.
Like that thing probably knows Solar Beam.
Yeah.
Like it would just murder everybody.
Yep. No, the children back then were rough. It's like when you picture like, you know, ancient children like that had to eat like woolly mammoths. Just imagine like a gang of like 50 to 100 children attacking like a woolly mammoth and eating it. That's basically what I imagine must have happened with this Appleton. Like
Just
hundreds of them emerged from the forests and ate the skin off this thing's back.
pre-made apple
Like,
pie.
just horrifying, really. Better not to think about it too much, but I think I better get over there and you give me a Pokemon to draw for today.
We'll get you a good one. Okay, so are you ready for your Pokemon, Isaac?
I am ready.
Okay, this comes from Ultra Moon Pokédex. Says its entire body is covered in its own slime. If you accidentally step on one, you'll slip and it will get mad and smack you.
Okay, so its entire body is covered in slime.
Yep, its own slime, not somebody else's slime.
Well, that's good. If you're going to be covered in slime, I hope it's your own. But if you accidentally step on it, it will smack you.
Well, you'll slip.
You'll slip, and then it will
It
smack
will get
you.
mad and smack you.
Okay, so it has to be small enough to where somebody could step on it. It has to be slimy enough to have its own slime, I guess. And it has to be able to smack you.
Yeah, it has to be able to smack you.
My gosh. This is from what generation again?
Gen 7, this is Sun and
Yeah,
Moon.
see, this doesn't help me at all because I have absolutely no idea what this thing could look like.
I mean, and if you remember, Sun and Moon is the like Hawaiian.
Yeah, no, I'm totally thinking like ocean creature. It's like you're gonna accidentally step on things in the ocean. I'm thinking like a stingray. Problem is, I don't exactly know how to draw a stingray, especially like if you draw.
Slimy stingray.
The thing is, like, yeah, if I try to draw it from the side, like it's just gonna be like a flat flap of skin. Like you don't usually when people draw a stingray, it's like a view from the top. So maybe I'll do a view from the top.
Yeah, you could do that, or you could do like an action scene. You could show somebody slipping
Stepping
on it,
All right.
and then its tail slapping them in the face, or however you think it's.
I was already thinking tail, but thanks for that hint.
Well, no, you said you were drawing a manta ray or whatever, a stingray.
Yeah, stingray.
I assumed the tail is what would do the slap. I'm not. The Pokemon may or may not have a tail that slaps you.
See, the only Pokemon I know that has a tail that can slap you is like a Smeargle, because its tail is like a hand, isn't it?
No, that's Apom.
Oh, Apom.
Smeargle's tail is a paintbrush.
Is this Apom? The ocean Apom?
the ocean?
The Alolan Apom?
Alolan.
Like slimy, slimy sea monkey thing?
Lappage sea monkey.
Yeah, exactly.
I think there's a lot of Pokemon.
Smeargle has a
that-
tail that's a paintbrush.
There's like a
That's what it
move
is.
in Pokemon called like tail
Slime slap?
No, tail slap.
Oh, slime slap would be better. Alliteration, but tail slap is definitely a move.
Yeah, so like there's clearly a lot of Pokemon that can hit you with their tail.
So maybe.
And this may or may not be one of them.
Okay, let's see what I can do about this. First thing I have to do is I have to draw a hand. You know how bad that is, though.
Yeah.
Totally.
So you're going for the Alolan Apom,
Basically.
the slimy. Oh, going for a nice big fingered hand. Except for the weirdly small thumb.
Yeah, see, this is the Pokemon. It's not supposed to be like literally someone's hand. It's just like it has a hand-shaped-ish tail.
Yeah, a slimy hand shaped.
Yeah, I'll have to draw slime on it somehow. It's like this, and then
Yeah, you can't really mess up drawing a Pokemon that doesn't exist because, you know, it can look like anything.
yeah, see, kind of got like a a whale shape.
Mm.
But it's like a whale mixed with a manta ray, stingray, mixed with the hand. Mm-hmm. And it has little...
It kind of looks like one of those like rubber chickens right now.
Dang it kind of does. It's got like little itty bitty legs. Almost like a millipede.
Mm-hmm.
To kind of, get itself into the lowland sand.
It's kind of like the Kabutops Pokemon.
It does look like a Kabutops, doesn't it? I'll have to change that. Give it an angry looking eye.
Yeah, because it gets mad when people slip on it.
Doesn't really look angry, does it?
Mhm.
Kind of hard without eyebrows to convey anger.
I also feel like you may have done the triangle the wrong way
For anger?
for anger.
I'll have to test that later. Like, mind if I test it now?
Sure.
I'm gonna. I know we don't erase, but
Like if you did it like that, and then put the pupil more in the bottom part of the.
oh, it does look angrier. Okay, so this one hasn't been stepped on yet. I think that's what we're learning. It hasn't actually been stepped on yet. It will be shortly. But there's no anger yet. Just picture that eye from a second ago. Picture that eye just changing into that eye at the blink of an eye.
Flips around as it blinks.
It has like one of those weird suctiony mouth things.
That with feet attached to the mouth.
No, it's like on the side of its face. It has two mouths, one on each side.
That is very interesting Pokemon.
I think that's what you're going for with Pokemon, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like
that's
people
true.
don't remember boring Pokemon.
It just like eats from the side of its face.
Yep, and it has an eye, and it has a nose. This thing looks kind of like a seal Pokemon, like someone stepped on,
right,
flattened it out a bit,
and
just
then
kind
it
of
grew like 100 legs.
It just like it lost its legs or its flippers, and it just kind of crawls along the ocean floor now. It's like the Alolan version of seal now, mixed with Apom. It's quite disturbing.
Yep.
You know what's even more disturbing about it? It has fingernails.
Oh, that is much more disturbing.
It's doing that thing, Ben.
Oh man. See now I'm gonna say I think it's because you are wearing a drawing glove.
But it's not.
Because it didn't happen to me.
Okay. I wish I could say that fingernail looked better.
Nope.
Doesn't have one on that finger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, it's weird like that. And we'll just say that there's like, what else does a Pokemon need? It's got a tail that's also a hand, so it can attack.
This Pokemon
It's got a mouth, so it can use like water gun, squirt out.
Remember, this Pokemon
It's slimy, I know.
is slime.
Covered in its own slime.
Yeah.
I have to try to figure out how to draw that with a ballpoint pen. Right? So
I mean, you could just like say it's slimy if you
I'm gonna
want.
make the pen bigger and just kind of like draw some curls of
curls of slime.
the pen's doing that thing again, but it's almost helping me. Because, like, yeah, you don't want slime to be like, especially if it's your own slime.
Almost looks like it's just like weirdly hairy.
Yeah, but we know because it's slime.
Yeah. Clearly, it's slime. We said it, so it's true.
That's why it's clear. There's a lot of slime.
Yeah, it's not hair. It's definitely not hair.
It's like a lot of Pokemon where it's like it clearly has hair. No, that's slime on top of its head in the shape of hair.
Yeah.
It's much different. And then there's like,
or like the Pokemon that like clearly have clothes on, and you're like,
Yeah.
no,
Nope.
that's just part of the Pokemon.
apparently it was born with clothes on. You know, like
Or in some cases, like Jinx It just like evolved into having clothes on.
Yeah, you know.
That three-toed guy.
I'm not entirely sure what is stepping on this.
Hands are harder to draw, but feet, because they're already disturbing things, they're just so bad when you draw them. Not you specifically. I mean, also
Just people
you,
in general.
but everybody.
All right.
A hairy leg, or is that slime?
No, it's a hairy leg.
Okay.
It's
He has
even
different sized hairs.
Yeah, it's I don't know what's stepping on this thing. I was gonna say a person, but then I looked at its foot, and
It's probably the foot Pokemon.
the point is, it's gonna get stepped on, and it's just kind of like it's not gonna be happy about it. I realize I kind of have to put like ground
Yeah, so
to make you can
know.
understand that it's like going across the ground, and there's obviously like
I guess this is like underwater.
yeah. I'm assuming it's a water Pokemon, like I said earlier. So there's that. I have to give it a name now.
Mm-hmm. You got to name
Slimy
this slimy Pokemon.
Slapper. I think that's a little too on the nose.
Yeah, it's just
It has to be like like you know how some Pokemon are like combinations of words,
Mhm.
and they clearly are like yeah, like what was that like flapple? It's like
Yeah.
flapping an apple put together.
Mhm.
This is gonna be.
I mean, that's how I named my Pokemon. I
Uh-huh.
called it Wormhole, which I think now that I say Wormhole again, I think that is a Pokemon, just like pronounced that way, but not spelled that way. Going with the two eyes.
Yeah, so it's like no, it's not slime slap. It's like
It's
steam slap. Yeah, exactly. You have to do something to like
Yeah.
make it seem different than it actually is.
Hmm.
I was hoping that the pen wouldn't allow me to do this last part.
Yep, that's can't go easy on you with the pen.
Yep. Nope. I'm just gonna have to sign my name in cursive, I guess. Oh, that just looks atrocious. Even plus, people copy my signature now. Like 10 checking accounts just open up my name with that signature.
Just because you
My signature from 3rd grade.
Yeah, just because you put your name in cursive.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm pretty happy with this. I mean, I could see this existing in the Alolan region.
See it.
Question is, what does it actually look like? Can I see?
The actual Pokemon is Pimikyu.
Pimikyu. I wish I could say I picture
I'm
it clearly now.
assuming
But
that's how you pronounce it.
Pimikyu, covered in its own slime and ready to slap someone who steps on it.
It's this
Oh,
thing.
okay, I know that thing.
It's the one that like squirts out its innards.
So it's like a sea urchin.
Yeah, exactly.
How does that thing slap you?
With its innards.
Its innards slap you? Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it
My
says it lives
Pokemon-
in shallow seas such as areas near beach. It can eject its internal organs,
Gosh.
which it uses to engulf its prey or battle enemies.
That is
So
actually
you step on it and you squeeze
squeeze-
out its innards, which it then uses to slap you.
that's horrifying. My thing, despite having weird slime hair, it's still I'd much rather step on the thing I just drew than that thing.
Well, you don't want to be slapped.
If
by
I
the
stepped on
innards
something
of-
and then the thing's innards attacked me, I would feel like I'd need therapy afterwards or something.
yeah.
But in the Pokemon world, it's just another day at the beach.
Although that's actually similar to real life things. Like there's frogs that like release their innards.
Yeah, but the innards don't then attack you. There's a whole new level to it, like, after that.
Well, there's that toad that breaks its bones and punches.
Yeah, it's just like a Wolverine thing. Even that it's much more disturbing for innards of any kind to attack you. But
Yep.
All right, well, I think we'd better end here, but I hope you liked our new Pokemon. Hope the Pokemon Company is watching. Gen 9's got to come out at some point, and
And we hope you don't get stalked by any innards.
we certainly hope that for everybody. That's a good wish, just to end on every week, I think.
Yes. A good blessing to
A
give.
good blessing. Go with that blessing, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
As always, we're surprised you made it this far into our video.
There's no way we could possibly ask you to subscribe to this atrocity, so we won't.
We would say share it with your friends, but it's probably better for wasting your enemy's time.
We're probably not going to get any better, but we will keep drawing.
See you next time.